In this variation of the bridge drill, you don't require to be so flexible on the back. So this is a bridge without the hand transition. So let's look into that. Okay, I'm going to start to understand how we can lower ourselves as light as possible, so we don't have much impact on the wrist when we land. So I'm going to be going onto my toes, and I'm going to be driving my knee as far as I can until I can reach the floor. Ideally, you're going to just practice the drill first so you can understand. So you're going to lean through the knees, but keeping the hip extended, trying to extend the hip as much as you can. As soon as you drop the hips, you're not going to be able to slow yourself down too much. You're going to just drop the weight. So if you can see on the side here, my hips are square on, and I'm only bending my knee and trying to keep my chest up so I can control by going down as slow as possible. And for the push, if my hips are up, it's much easier for me to understand. So I can practice that drill over and over again, and then I can start to alternate from one arm to the other. The transition is very quick, but if you go too fast, you're gonna be a bit heavy on the landing. So ideally you're gonna try to keep that knee leaning forward as much as you can and your hips up. So as you can see, my hip doesn't move when I push from the floor. So from now, if I'm gonna go straight from the floor, I'm gonna practice just now from the floor, bring my hips up as much as I can until I can control the weight from my upper body. So I push, control the weight so I can gently land my hand. So again, keep drilling this over and over again, stretch the wrist in between. Once you're familiar with that, we're gonna now link the movement. So I'm gonna go into the bridge position almost if I was gonna do off the wall. And when you get to the stage where I can't arch my back anymore, that's when I'm gonna do the hop. So I'm gonna push my hip up. So I'm going slowly, I can't get any further, I push to the other side. Especially because you're most likely to be doing this on the floor. So it's very important that you master the technique of slowing yourself down so it becomes light and very smooth to transition from one side to the other. And make sure it doesn't hurt your wrist, back or shoulders when you're doing this, and keep drilling before you try to move on to the next step. The most important part is make sure you can lower yourself nice and comfortable before you're trying to do the full sequence. I see you on the next one.